So in my opinion, My Little Pony The Crystal Empire is one of the greatest and perfect episodes in the entire show. Hello everyone, my name is Lucy and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about why My Little Pony The Crystal Empire is an amazing episode and why it is a great story and why it's one of the greatest episodes in the entire show. This episode is just everything that it does everything right. The story is amazing, the art style is amazing, the background is amazing, and also the music and the villain is amazing. It is truly an amazing episode and I can't wait to talk about it. Anyways, let's just jump right into this and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. The overall look of this episode is very nice. The episode looks amazing. The background and animation is very good. Yeah, it's a bit early into the show, so compared to future episodes, the animation isn't quite as good as it would be in the future, but it's still pretty amazing. I love the scene where Twilight uses dark magic. It looks really cool, and the ending scene with the Crystal Empire when it spreads love and happiness around Equestria looks really cool. In the beginning, oh my god, when Princess Celestia shows Twilight destroyed the Crystal Empire with the crystal right next to her chair, it is an amazing scene, not only for how it tells the story of the Crystal Empire in a unique way, but also the look of it and the beginning scene looks really good where it has this really cool shading. The only time I can remember shading like this is the scene where Grogar, or aka Discord, is talking. So it's really cool here, but I could go on and on about just how great this episode looks. But this episode alone is just really breathtaking just to look at. Like, just the entire look, when they first walk in there, you just see this giant kingdom. That's completely made out of crystal, and it just looks very good. It's this giant castle made out of crystal, and the houses that also look crystal. Oh my god, it's so good. And combined with the OST and the songs, it looks really good. And speaking of OST and songs, the songs and OTS, I've been waiting to talk about this for a long time, because every time, for some reason, every time I hear someone talk about this episode, I never hear them bring up the OST. It's always on the songs, and I'm just here to say that the OST is amazing. This OST is like very good. It's amazing. It has such a magical feeling to it. It's hard to explain like why it's really good, but it just is really good. In the episode, the OTS is used to like express many different emotions. Like, I know that all OTSs do that, but like here, I feel like here in this episode is the best that it ever gets. Like in the beginning, when it showed a sense of danger, when like it meant to show a sense of danger when Celestia is told that the Crystal Empire has returned. Celestia showing the details of the Crystal Empire and it has like a magical sense when she's showing her like the crystal. It's just very magical, and towards like the actual Crystal Empire where it just shows like this very magical place, and like towards the end when it's like when it's supposed to sense like a sense of danger to the episode, and just surrounding when Twilight is trying to get out of the prison that Sombra made for her, and when Spike's trying to get the cart out through his tail. But yeah, all I'm saying here is that the OST is absolutely amazing. But that's enough talking about the OST. Now it's time to talk about the cream of the crop, the songs. Within this episode, there are 3 songs, and all of them are very solid. The first one is Twilight's failure song, and in it, it shows where she's worried about failing. And then there's the failure song and success one are some of my most favorite songs in the entire show. But yeah, they're a very good song, but we all know nothing's gonna beat Art of the Dress. Stitch by stitch, stitching it together. Twilight dress, gotta get that pattern stitch by stitch. Anyways, I'm getting off track. And then there's the third song, which is the song that plays while they're getting everything ready for the Crystal Empire. That one is not as good. That was probably the weakest song in the entire episode, but it's still a very solid song. The success song and failure song are the best ones in this entire show. I almost can't tell which one's better because they're both like really like solid songs, especially the finale song. The finale song, because at the end, after everything, the finale song is just such a good way to end the story. Like after everything, I honestly love it. I love how it's used. And yeah, it's honestly, and it has so much to the story. And speaking of story, time to get to the best part. The story itself is absolutely perfect. I've been waiting to save this part for the last, because I talked about the look, I talked about the OTS, now it's time for the best part, the story. I really like it. It's really cool and unique. So like, it's just like others from other parts, right? They're cool, right? But this was probably the most unique it gets in the entire show, in my opinion. So a quick rundown of the story. So the story starts by but it shows a guard telling Celestia that it has returned. And I love this scene because it just shows this guard is running into there, and then when it says it has returned, it just leaves us there wondering like, well, what has returned? And it shows Celestia calling Twilight. Then it shows her freaking out about a test, and that they're going to like do a test, and then Spike's like, bruh. Then it shows a scene where Celestia tells Twilight about the Crystal Empire story. But instead of like just showing her like the story, she shows her by using a crystal to tell the story, and I really like it. It's just really cool, and it shows like a hologram thing and tells her about the whole story, about how it was a nice empire, then King Stomper came and ruled over it. And then Celestia tells Twilight that it must be her who brings peace to the Crystal Empire. And then we meet Shining Armor, and also, by the way, why do people hate him? Like, he's actually a cool character. Like what did bro do? Did I miss anything? Like what? And then afterwards, they meet Shining Armor, and then they go to the Arctic to try to go to the Crystal Empire. And then that's where they meet King Sombra. I'm not gonna talk about him much right now. I'll talk about him in a bit, don't worry. And then he's like, scammer gets scammed, and then makes Shining Armor horn unusable. And afterwards they just run and they go to the Crystal Empire. And then they see Princess Cadence, who she's epic, and I actually really like Princess Cadence. And anyway, and then they find her, and then she's using a protection spell to keep the Crystal Empire under protection. And they needed to find a way, and they need to find a way to keep the Empire safe. So what they do is that they find out through the libraries that they have to create a crystal fair, and they make it, but they don't have a real crystal heart. So Twilight and Spike go on an adventure to find the crystal heart, and they need to find it. And they go and they find this like hallway or like stairway, and then that's where they find this door, which is your worst nightmare. Then Twilight like traps Spike into like going and using the door, which that must have been terrifying. Just imagine like 1 second you're just like chilling, and the other second you're seeing your worst nightmare. And then afterwards, they find the Crystal Empire, and like the storm keeps like fading in and out. And then when they find the Crystal Heart, Twilight gets trapped in this chamber made by King Sombra, so no one else will get it. So then Spike has to be the one to deliver it. Then Spike and Cadence deliver the Crystal Heart, and then the Crystal Point uses the love and light within them to power the Crystal Heart, and it leads for one badass ending. The climax is also really, really good. Just how everything, it leaves like really on edge. And I think that I just leaves it really on edge because you don't know what's gonna happen. And then it has such a killer ending with just King Sombra just dying. And then everything, and afterwards he dies, right? The Crystal Empire is saved. But there's a problem. Twilight wasn't the one at the end who brought love and light within the kingdom. So she doesn't know what to do, and she knows that she's gonna fail the test. But when she gets there, Celestia finds out that the only reason that she wasn't the one to do it is because she put the Empire before her, and that instead of being selfish, the Empire she put the Empire before her, and Celestia passed the test. And then this is actually amazing because I actually really like how it shows like a good lesson. So yeah, the story is really, really solid. And I just love, and especially the end where it's a success song, and you feel like, yeah, Twilight did succeed. And it feels really nice. And the song and the ending is really good. It has a very solid story, and I just love this episode for its story. I know it sounds like I sound like a broken record, but like I just can't get over the story. If you need to watch it, and if you haven't watched it, watch it, and if you have watched it, watch it again on repeat because it's really good. And yeah, the story is just really amazing. And yeah, now it's time to talk about something really epic, King Sombra. King Sombra is an absolutely wonderful villain. And if you don't like him, then why not? Like, no, could you just need to tell me like why not? I'm actually curious because I always hear people say how he's like a bad villain, but like I want to understand why. Like, because someone please tell me in the comments. Anyways, King Sombra in this episode, he's actually a really good villain. Not only is he extremely evil, but like, and especially in the story when you first meet him, like he just gives out such like a threatening vibe. How he's able to take over an entire kingdom. And after it was free, he made it disappear for 1,000 years. He also looks scary too. It gives us a dark feeling, and he's very intimidating. And he does they just do a great job using him as a villain. Yeah, he only has a few speaking lines, but each one is stellar. Like him I know he didn't get like too much like time in the episode, but he still is a threat throughout the entire episode. And he's just like an all-around amazing villain. Every single villain in the entire show is great. In my opinion, like, I don't think one villain is bad. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the Pony of Shadows, but even then he's good. But like, he's such like a really good villain. And like, yeah, I just want to talk about how, I just want to get this little segment to say like King Sombra, W King Sombra. And yeah, so my thoughts, my final thoughts, this is honestly like a really good episode. It's one of the best in the entire show. Like this is a really good episode. Yeah, the first part, maybe the first part isn't like the strongest, and it does like the pacing is a bit off, and you know, it's not the most interesting, but after that it is absolutely amazing, and you definitely need to watch it. And yeah, I guess that's my final thought. It's a really good episode. If you really enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks. That's for reasons. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And goodbye.